This is the last part of Federalist 10. It's 10, part 6. Hence, it clearly appears that the same advantage which a republic has over a democracy in controlling the effects of faction is enjoyed by a large over a small republic, is enjoyed by the Union over the states composing it. Does this advantage consist in the substitution of representatives whose enlightened views and virtuous sentiments render them superior to local prejudices and to schemes of injustice? It will not be denied that the representation of the Union will be most likely to possess these requisite endowments. Does it consist in the greater security afforded by a greater variety of parties against the event of any one party being able to outnumber and oppress the rest? In an equal degree, does the increased variety of parties comprised within the Union increase this security? Does it, in fine, consist in the greater obstacles opposed to the concert and accomplishments of the secret wishes of an unjust and interested majority? Here again, the extent of the Union gives it the most palpable advantage. So the larger the area of the Union, the more security you have against a small group getting together and destroying your liberty in one way or another. The influence of factious leader may kindle a flame within their particular states, but it will be unable to spread a general conflagration through the other states. In other words, if they set to fire part of this union, one of these states, by doing something that will create something awful, we're going to stop this conflagration. We're going to stop it from spreading all over the Union. A religious sect may degenerate into a political faction in a part of Confederacy, but the variety of sects dispersed over the entire face of it must secure the national councils against any danger from that source. So see, this is really, really important. He says, like, let's say in one state, there is one religious sect that has majority population. They might form a faction and try to violate the rights of minorities. Let's say another religious sect or other smaller sects. He says, by joining the Union, by framing the government we have the way we have, this will not be an advantage over the whole Union. We will stop it before that faction burns our system down. So yes, mistakes might happen in one part of the Union, but before it spreads like wildfire, we will stop it. Another part that he says, a rage for paper money, for an abolition of debts, for an equal division of property, or for any other improper or wicked project will be less apt to pervade the whole body of the Union than a particular member of it, in the same proportion as such a malady is more likely to taint a particular county or district than an entire state. Okay, for this line, this is why this book is important, because he talks about debtors, creditors, and some of the stuff that happened that led to the writing of the Constitution. So make sure he has a talk about this book. Woody Holton has a talk. Woody Holton has a talk about this book on C-SPAN. You can see it, but I recommend you reading the book. In the extent and proper structure of the Union, therefore, we behold a republican remedy for the diseases most incident to republican government. So we've given you a republican government. That's what this Constitution does under a federal system. But we know human beings are selfish, greedy, power-loving. So he says there's going to be faction, groups of them will get together and not care about what is best for the whole community. And in this way, we have formed this government in a way that it will have a remedy to this disease of faction. And according to the degree of pleasure and pride we feel in being Republicans, ought to be our zeal in cherishing the spirit and supporting the character of Federalists. So make sure, please, you look at some of the videos that I've suggested to you and will suggest, and some of the books that I'm suggesting to you. And I think gradually you will get better at understanding the Federalist Papers. Just remember, don't be disappointed if you're not familiar with the American system, English is not your first language. Just don't be disappointed. Listen to these and read them as you listen. And gradually, by the time we get to Federalist number 85, you will have a bigger picture, a better picture, maybe by watching some of the videos I put on this playlist. And then, hopefully by then you can start reading some of these good books on your own.